Once again, so objectives of this DMA is to understand the data transfer and how to implement and transfer the data in different modes and how to implement the bus signals in DMA. Course outcome, we will able to learn how the data transfer directly from the memory and the knowledge about the procedure of transferring data. Course outcome, we will able to learn how the data. One common method used in microprocessor is to disable the buses through special control signal, that is bus request and bus grant. So bus request means we can bus request is an input. So bus request input used by the DMA controller to request the CPU. When the input is active, the CPU terminates the execution of the current instruction and places the address bus and data bus and read and write lines into the high impedance state. High impedance state means that output is disconnected. The second signal is bus grant, that is an output state. So it in the CPU activates the bus grant to inform the external DMA that the bus request can now take the control of buses to conduct the memory transfer without the processor. When the DMA terminates the transfer, it disables the bus request, that is BR line, and the CPU disables the bus grant and takes the control of the bus and return to its normal operation. When two modes of operation, first one burst mode and second one cycle stealing mode. Burst mode means this is a quiz time, so we can understand what you are learned from this PPT. So there are only 10 number of questions only. Comes under DMA only. Okay. Click on the link and submit the quiz. So let us know what you are understand from this topic. Okay. Thank you all. This is a introduction of DMA. DMA means direct memory access. So DMA is a feature of computer system that allows certain hardware subsystem to access memory independently of the CPU. Without DMA, when the CPU is using program input or output, it is typically fully occupied for the entire duration of read or write operation. That is unavailable to perform other work. With the DMA, the CPU first initiates the transfer. Then it does the operation while transferring is in progress and finally receive an interrupt from the DMA controller. When the operation is done, the feature of so many hardware system uses DMA, including disk drive controller, graphic cards, network cards, and sound cards. DMA is also used for intra-chip data transfer in some multi-core process. So computer that have DMA channels can transfer data to and from the device with much less CPU overhead than computer without a DMA channel. Similarly, a processing circuit inside a multi-core process can transfer the data to and from its local memory without occupying its processing time, allowing computation and data transfer to proceed in parallel. So DMA can also be used as memory to memory, that is copying or moving of data within the memory. So definition, the transfer of data between a fast storage device such as magnetic disk and memory is often limited by the speed of the CPU. Removing the CPU from the path and letting the peripheral devices manage the memory buses directly would improve the speed of transfer. This transfer technique is called as direct memory access. During the DMA transfer, the CPU will be idle and has no control of the memory bus. DMA controller takes over the buses to manage the transfer directly between the input and output devices and memory. The CPU may be placed in an idle state in various. This diagram shows computer system with DMA. So DMA controller has bus grant, bus request, input and output data, and input and output controller. So there are three buses to transfer the data: address bus, data bus, and control bus. So from CPU, the request is so CPU transfer the address bus to the memory, and the CPU transfers the data bus to the memory, and vice versa. Likewise, control bus it transfer the data from CPU to the memory and memory to CPU. So bus request CPU transfer the bus request to the DMA controller. So what are the process we have to done inside the controller will processed and get the output through bus grant. So with implementation of DMA, so DMA controller implements direct memory access in a computer system. It connects directly to the IO devices at one end and to the system bus at the other end. It is also interact with the CPU, both the system bus and two new direct connections. It is sometimes refers to as a channel. In an alternative configuration, the DMA controller may be incorporated directly into the IO device. Implementation of DMA data transfer using DMA controller. So DMA means transferring the data from input and output devices to the memory. So the DMA controller will send the bus request to the CPU, which is setting as bus request to 1. So when it is ready to grant the request, the CPU sets its bus grant signal to 1. The CPU also tri-state its address, data and control lines truly guaranteed. The CPU also tri-states its address, data and control line, truly guaranteeing control signal of the system bus to the DMA control.